1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters don't move, whatever click you choose. Now, this is the video I said that I would make at the end of my last video in relation to Lucky from Cali Legends Media calling blacks mayates. This is where I'm gonna bring you the video receipts in relation to his contradictory and hypocritical logic and his racism. And also, let me be 100% clear to those out there who may have felt that I was defending him or giving him a pass. What I was intending and trying to convey is he is so used to disrespecting blacks. He is so used to being racist and referring to blacks as mayates. It is a natural habit of his because obviously he has been doing it so long, it is natural to him. Anytime you refer to any group by a racial derogatory term, it is exactly 100% racist. So I definitely wasn't giving him a pass or excusing what he said. What I was saying was he is so used to disrespecting blacks with that disrespectful vernacular that it obviously is a part of his common speech in reference to blacks. Now let's hop into this video. So what I'm going to be presenting to you guys today is, in my opinion, a video breakdown of the illogical contradictions of Cali Legends Media's just way out insane views on black people. You know, the way he paints a picture and points things out, it almost would be laughable if this matter wasn't so serious. You know, man, this dude has a unrealistic, illogical view in relation to black people. And at worst, he's a racist. You know, he says he is not a racist, but some of the things that he says to me is just crazy, right? Without further ado, man, let's just get into this video. Now, what I have done is I have put together some videos from his own channel. And so while I did edit them, I definitely tried not to edit them. I gave them enough space so everything that he was saying would not be taken out of context, you know. And so right now we're going to start off with a video where he was caught on his own channel calling blacks mayate.
Your ignorance out on social media. Another thing, I went out and I got behind you when you went and talked to the mayates because they had the impression that you were representing somebody, and you don't represent nobody, homie, but yourself. You know, and you should have made that clear to them. You should have said, hey, man, I'm not talking for nobody, representing nobody. This is just my opinion, you know. So what I did was try to go slip up behind you, try to put fires out. Because I heard what you said, and I heard what they said after you left. So you got it all, you got everything all twisted.
Some may try to argue, I've heard some people try to argue, man, that mayate is not a disrespectful term. It all depends on what context that you're using the word, right? In relation to black people, 100% it is a disrespectful term because a mayate is a black beetle. How do we go to being black beetles? And so that's for those to try to argue that is ludicrous, but eventually you'll see in my video that he pretty much proves that in his own words. Lucky. So anyway, let's get into more of this video.
In any case, I made a video the other day regarding people using the word nigga.
Now, this is one of the older videos that Lucky had made, right? And so here is Professor Lucky trying to give a tutorial to black people on not using the N-word, whether it's N-I-G-G-A or N-I-G-G-E-R.
Okay, I guess it makes a difference if you say nigga or
but it's the same word. Okay, people bullshit themselves to try to make it okay, you know.
People bullshit themselves to try to make it okay. Oh, that's crazy.
The whole video was about how I believe it's wrong using the word, not only for the Hispanics, for everybody, including the blacks. Okay.
Now, he doesn't think it's cool for the blacks to use the N-word, but obviously he feels it's okay for himself to use the word mayate in relation to blacks. Now, keep in mind, this dude has been to prison, so he definitely knows the ugliness around that word and how blacks feel about that word. So he knows the California climate and the prison climate of the relationship between blacks and Southerners.
And I learned it from a black man. Okay. Years later, I heard it from a man on YouTube, Master Teacher 33. Okay. He talks a lot about the occult and forbidden knowledge and stuff, and higher learning. Anybody wants to check him out, check him out. The guy goes deep. Anyways, where I first heard about that word and it being used, or how it shouldn't be used, I grew up with blacks. Okay.
Now, once again, the word he's talking about is the N-word. And I just wonder how this master teacher that you're talking about, how would he feel about you calling him a mayate?
My dad's best friends were these black men, Daddy, Bojack, Jarvis. Anyways, we'd always go to one of their houses, barbecue. They all worked for Chalk Metals, a steel company. These were union men. These weren't street thugs. These weren't gangsters. They weren't pintos. These were just men who were raising their family and their kids. I ate all the good food that they made, you know. I'm not going to get into it because that's not what this video is about, but yeah, I was always over there jumping in the pool with their kids, man, sleeping over. Sometimes I'd stay the whole weekend at their house. My dad would leave me there, and I'd kick it there, man, and they treat me just like they treated their kids.
And that's crazy. He said that he would stay with this black family sometimes the whole weekend, and they treated him just like they treated his kids. So they welcomed him into their home, gave him all the love and attention that they gave their children. And so in turn, later on in life, he still repays them in a way of referring to their race in a negative fashion.
One day, one of them kids used that word,
the N-word.
And all three of these old men were there, including my dad. And he got all the kids together, boys and girls, and sat us all down. These men sat us down and told us that it wasn't cool using that word or calling each other that. Okay? I'm not going to get into it again as to why I believe it's wrong. I did that on that last video. I wasn't using the word. And don't tell me, you can't say that, especially on social media. Look, man, blacks don't own that word. It's just a word, man. It's a part of etymology, man. It's a word that derived and evolved to what it is today, you know? I'm nobody to tell one black man what to call another black man. For me to tell one Mexican not to call another Mexican. But I'm part of the human race.
Now, he says he's part of the human race. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I hear somebody say that, to me, it sounds like it's a term that a religious person or somebody who has removed themselves from identifying to a particular race or ethnicity and sees all humans as equal. He doesn't separate himself by race because he says, I'm part of the human race. My raza is humans. It's not Mexicans. It's not blacks. It's not Asians, so on and so forth. So just keep that in mind.
That's my raza, the human race, you know? I don't care what anybody says. I have my own opinion. I think that any race using that term is wrong. And growing up with blacks, and let me tell you something, man, I love my black brothers, man. I got black friends. Man,
I would love to see him bring some of his black friends on here and dudes who haven't been paid and stuff like that, and tell him face to face, yeah, man, we are cool with you referring to us as mayates.
and you got it all jacked up in your mind if you think that anything I had to say had to do with racism, you know? It had to do with the word, with that word, you understand? And it's always bothered me, I don't know why, when I hear brothers call each other niggas, you know? You say
He's bothered by hearing brothers refer to other brothers as niggas. And just notice how many times in these videos, and these are older videos before he said mayate in that video a couple of days ago, but notice how he refers to blacks as brothers. He doesn't call us mayates because I seen where I had left a comment in one of his videos saying, hey man, you know, that was a disrespectful term. And he said, hey man, saying mayate is not disrespectful. Well, if you truly feel that referring to a black isn't mayate, for one, or excuse me, if you truly feel that referring to a black as mayate is not disrespectful, why didn't you take the video down? And then also, why don't you refer to blacks in this video then as mayates? You know, why don't you do that casually? Like, say, for instance, the Northerners will refer to blacks as Africanos because they know that's not a disrespectful term. You, on the other hand, refer to us as brothers. So you know the term mayate is disrespectful, man. So remember earlier when he said people will bullshit themselves? This is what this guy is doing, man. He's bullshitting himself.
you guys use it as a term of endearment. I get it. I know. Because hanging around and growing up with blacks for a while, and when I was there a lot, I start talking like my young brothers. You know what I mean? Hello.
Now, he says he started talking like his young brothers, right? Well, I've been hanging around blacks for quite some time myself, too. I never hear us refer to each other as the N-word with the hard ER. You know, in that video, he was saying that he doesn't necessarily know how to pronounce it. Is it nigga or is it N with the hard ER? If you were emulating and talking like blacks and hanging around blacks, you definitely know the difference. But on to another video that he made. Now, in this video, I believe he's talking, this is the initial video that he made, talking about the use of the N-word and who should and who shouldn't use it, stuff like that.
Welcome to Cali Legends Media. This video is a little bit controversial because a lot of people are going to get offended. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Bottom line, it's going to be true. It's going to be the truth. It's going to be my truth, the way I see it, the way I think about it. And I hope to hear in the comment section what you guys think about this, okay? And it's about two words, okay? Two words that are commonly used, in my opinion, more than they should be. One of them is bitch, biatch. But you know what I'm saying.
Of course, we know what you're saying. He's saying bitch. Now, he doesn't know, hanging around blacks, the difference between nigga and the hard ER, but he knows the difference between biatch and bitch. Of course, biatch is something that was made famous by either Too Short, Snoop Dogg, the Dog Pound, whoever you want to say. So he's hung around blacks enough to know that, to know the difference in the pronunciation of those two words, but he doesn't know the difference or how to correctly pronunciate either nigga or with the hard ER.
The other one is I don't know how to spell it, Nigger. You know, the word. You know, let's start with that one. Let's just start with that. This is a video that probably a black dude should be giving and should be sharing with his people. You know. but I'm gonna share my opinion. In another video, this dude in the bus, yeah, he deserved a little chequeada, you know, he deserved a little touch up.
And so I edited out a long portion of that video where he was rambling. But what he was talking about is there was a dude on a bus, man, and it was two separate incidents, I believe. But one of the dudes had used the N-word, and he was saying that, you know, one of these dudes, he was older, and somebody took offense to the word, some black dude, and he beat the dude up. And he's talking about one of the incidents now where one dude was disrespectful, and he did deserve to be checked or whatever. So that's what he's talking about.
Because the way he used the word was in a derogatory way, in a demeaning way, and you know, dude got tossed up. So this word is very dangerous, man. But you know, I heard something long time ago, man, from a black man that I respected. You know, this was a black man that had knowledge. And one of the things that he asked was that for black people, man, to stop calling each other, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, once again, I've never heard one black person refer to another black person as the N with the hard ER. Don't forget that earlier he said that he hung around blacks and he started talking like his young brothers. Well, if you started talking and emulating the young brothers you hung around with, you know we may refer to each other as nigga, not with the hard ER.
You know, like, hey, what's up? That's all you hear is a bunch of, you know? If it's such a bad thing, man, why are you calling each other? Just, you know, set the example, man. You can get rid of the word from the vocabulary if it's that offensive. You know what I'm saying? Now we got Mexicans walking around here calling each other. You know? You know, sometimes I have to look up to see who's talking because I hear some Edgar dude walking with a group of Edgars. Yeah, hey, what's up, cuz? Hey, what's up? Hey, how you been? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what's going on here, man? You know, like the meaning of the word like took on a whole new thing, you know, and in all reality, I think it's an offensive word, you know.
So let's be clear about him being clear about his position on the use of that word. He thinks it's an offensive word, and the word nigga or Nigger should not be used whatsoever by Mexicans or blacks. We should all get rid of the word and stop using the word. You will have some blacks who agree with him on that point.
Back in the days, it was referred to and used a lot for black people in slavery. I understand about how people feel about slavery. My people were enslaved, man. When the Spaniards came over, they enslaved the Aztec people, man. They had them, they were Spaniard slaves. You know, either the word's offensive or it's not, you know? One day I was walking, man, and I called my dog. You know?
What? Now this is crazy, right? This is crazy. This dude has just said he does not believe Mexicans or blacks should use that word. He finds the word extremely offensive. You know, Master Teacher 33 taught him that. These older black men taught him that. His father taught him that. And so now this dude is calling his dog the Nigger. That's why I say, man, this dude's logic and his you know, his view on black people and his relations to black people was just, to me, it's almost laughable if it wasn't so serious. You are walking, calling your dog Nigger.
You know, my little dog, I told him, hey, man, get out of there. What's wrong with you, man? It's over here. That, my little dog, that's, you know what I mean? But little did I know that the house that I was passing in front of when I said that was a black family. And they got quiet, and I looked up, and they were like looking at me like, what the f? And I told them, hey, man, I didn't mean no offense. Like, that's my little dog, you know, sometimes I call him. And they laughed, and they says, nah, no offense taken. You know, we're not.
Now, how the hell could you be black and not take offense to that, right? Now, y'all work with me here. Imagine me out there walking with my dog, right? And I have a dog with me, and I refer to my dog as some type of disrespectful, derogatory term that's associated with another race, right? That would be crazy, right? That would be crazy. I don't even want to use the analogy or the example that I had in my mind, but just imagine if I have given my dog a bath and my dog is still wet, and then I refer to him in a negative, derogatory term, and I say, "Oh, well, because he's still wet." I mean, come on, man. Come on, Lucky. This is crazy, right? And so for you to try to justify and say that it's okay to call your dog that when you don't think people should call each other that, like I said, man, it's just his logic would almost be laughable if this situation wasn't so serious, or at least serious to some of us.
Tripping, you just caught us off guard. And I said, hey, well, I'm sorry about that, but yeah, me and him are like that. That's my right there. I didn't mean it in no way, demeaning. I meant it like that's my companion, that's my that's my little dog. And Hispanics use it like for calling their friends and stuff, and black people too, man. Sometimes you guys use it in a way where you guys are like, hey, my nigga, how you doing, man? Hey, my nigga.
So now he's saying, hey, my nigga. So you do know the difference between how black people refer to each other. You do know the difference. So all them times you are using the NIGG with the hard ER, of course it's very odd and puzzling to me.
Man, if you're going to be beating up people for it, man, maybe set an example. Stop calling each other, leave that word alone, man. If it's a bad word, let's not use it. If it's insulting or derogatory, let's not use it, man. Now, I have nothing against Ronnie.
Now, this next video right here is he's talking about a white podcaster by the name of Ronnie, who had been to prison and who had addressed in his video, he called blacks toads, which is, of course, another derogatory term that is sometimes used by white individuals in reference to blacks. And so he's getting on Ronnie about referring to blacks as toads. This was maybe 3, 4, or 5 months ago.
If I did, it would be this, okay? During the same conversation, he used a derogatory term towards blacks. Now, we already have a thin line with the blacks and the Mexican, Hispanics, the homies, however you want to put it, on social media. Any little thing, they're yelling racism, it's racism, I was even...
Yeah, we're, blacks, we are, according to others, we are too insensitive. Everything is racism. When we're referred to as toads, mayates, the N-word, all this other stuff, we are supposed to just keep it pushing. Don't even let it bother you. And we're not tripping on, or at least I don't trip on the word itself, because I know you have people out there who don't like black people. If I'm face to face with an individual, I am tripping on his intentions behind referring to me as that. I'm not tripping on the word per se, because I'm not tripping on you not liking me. I'm tripping on your intention to disrespect me. And that's what I feel a lot of other brothers get angry at. And so they don't whoop a person behind the word. They whoop a person behind the intention.
Called a racist by two bozos, In any case, this isn't about me. It's about Ronnie now, right? During this conversation, he talked about, yeah, I went over there and I gave it to some toads. Toads is one of the derogatory terms used to that they call blacks. There's several of them that people use.
One of them being mayate. the exact term that you used the other day. And see, this is crazy because to me, because he can apply a certain type of logic to another individual when in his mind the dude is clearly wrong. But when it's time to apply the logic to himself, then suddenly it's excuse making, deflecting, and he says that calling a person mayate is not derogatory. Once again, I will reiterate, this individual has been to prison, so he knows about the climate and the racial tension between the groups. So if respect is shown, there will always be no disrespect. So he knows to refer to us as mayates is definitely disrespectful.
That shouldn't be used, just like we don't like to be called wetbacks or bean eaters or whatever people call Mexicans, you know what I mean? Nevertheless, you can't go around calling people of different ethnicities derogatory terms. You want to do that, you could do that in your home, you could do that with your friends that feel the same, but when you come on social media and do that, people look at you a little different, you know what I mean?
And see, in my opinion, he's 100% wrong there, because this is why you got caught. This is why you got caught calling black people mayates, because you get comfortable in doing it in your home. You get comfortable in doing it around people who have a like mind. And when you get comfortable doing it, you know what's wrong with that? You get comfortable doing it. So then when you're sitting in front of a camera, you fail to realize that you're in front of a camera because you're comfortable. And so you are so comfortable being comfortable, you have said something now that has made you uncomfortable because you deleted it. You didn't want the flack. You didn't want the backlash. And so that's the problem with that. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's wrong in the light, then it's also wrong when it's done in the dark.
We like your stories or whatever, but let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it where anybody, any race could listen to,
and
that's, okay. And so, like I said earlier at the start of the video, I used to watch his videos. I like to listen to his stories. But when you start talking in ways that make people feeling they can't enjoy your story, well, then what do you want? So he just said it right there. Let's keep it respectful. We like your stories. He's talking about the white dude, Ronnie, but let's use language where everybody can watch. And that's something, of course, that he has obviously failed to do.
And yeah, I expect this kind of activity from Slugs. He actually clipped it.
Now, this is hilarious right here, in my opinion. This is the video that he made after Slugs reposted what he initially posted himself. Let's keep in mind that he's the one who used this word, in his own video. And once again, being so comfortable using that word, he did not even realize that he said it and was not alerted to it until his subscribers told him, hey man, you said mayate in that video. You should take that video down. Now, according to him, at the time when he was alerted that he disrespected the blacks, there was only 9 views on that video. So now he is getting upset and he's lashing out at Slugs, who put the video up after he had already put it up. So this is what this video is. So look at his take on Slugs outing him for something that he already said anyway.
In that short a time, or one of his people that was out here trolling on my podcast clipped it, and now everybody's trying to blow it out of proportion. Like the way Slugs made it sound, honestly, it sounds like he was talking to, I'm not going to say the ops, but he was talking to people that have been against us for the past couple of weeks, telling them, hey, look, this guy said something too, look.
So basically he's upset and he feels that Slugs has alerted the blacks that, hey man, this guy is disrespecting you guys. But now keep in mind, this is a guy who said his race is the human race. His raza is the human race.
You know, man, the lengths we go. Look, even if you try to pull me down with all of your little videos, all the mamadas that you talk about, slugs, that's not going to help your channel. You know, your views suck for the most part. All right. Oh, so you got 10,000 subscribers. It only matters if they're watching, if they're participating. But all of that, like clipping that, you've seen that I didn't put it out on my video. I took it out of respect, even though people told me, hey, homie, just leave it like that. It's not this, you know, after everything that has been said and done, you should just leave it and shoot it like that. Okay. But I went ahead and I clipped it, just trying to be cool, you know.
So basically what he's saying is, once he uploaded the video, he's using the term clipped, but what he should be saying, or what would be easier understood, is he edited that part out. So that's what he's saying.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have these Mexicans, I guess, you know, that's your get down. I expect it from you, slugs. I know that you came from an SNY yard and you probably picked up some mañas over there. I don't know, you know. There's a lot of things about you that I'm not even going to talk about. I'm not going to get into. That's my opinion, okay, about you. But this Rat Vision or whatever, that's a good name for your podcast. You know, you go out there and clip a piece of video that I didn't put out.
You did put the video out. That's how he clipped it, Lucky. He got the video from your video. Now, see, he's upset that another Mexican has exposed him, right? So I guess he's feeling betrayed that a Mexican put him out there, you know. So maybe Slugs really is a believer of the human race is his race. Maybe Slugs doesn't see any difference between races, you know, like you claimed you did.
And run with it, you know. That's some weak talent, you know. You guys should rub some. I'm not even gonna say it, man. But you know, I could see if you guys were brothers, yeah, acting up.
Now stop. Don't let that go over your head right there, right? Now this right here, I must say, this is 100% speculation on my part. I'm just trying to infer, or I'm trying to get what he was inferring when he said, you guys should just rub some. You can hear him rubbing his hands. You guys should just rub some. I'm not even going to say it. Was he going to say that you guys should just rub some black oil or some black paint on your face to make you black? Because then he says, I can see if you were brothers. If you were black people, I can see you guys being upset about what I said. Let me just back that up for you guys. And you guys, like I said, that's what I'm just thinking. You guys make your own determination.
You guys should rub some. I'm not even gonna say it, man. But you know, I could see if you guys were brothers, yeah, acting up maybe for what I said. But you guys are Mexicans, man. Why would you do that? You guys are the ones that put that out there. You are the ones that are being disrespectful and putting that shit on social media.
You guys are the ones that's doing it, is what he's saying. You guys are posting what I said, so that's disrespectful to the blacks to post what I said. I called them ayates, but I didn't know it. That's why I edited out the video. Don't expose me. It's you guys that's disrespecting the blacks by posting what I said about the blacks. Like I said, man, this dude's logic is crazy, right? And a lot of people say, hey, Chill, you know, you are causing the racism. You are blah, blah. No, man. And that's why I have down here, don't confuse with discussing racism with calling for racial unrest. I haven't said anything about let's be violent toward Southerners and so on and so forth. And first, let me say this too. Shout out to all the Southerners, man, who don't feel this way. I have so many in my comments tapping in saying, hey, Chill, we don't feel like that. This dude is not a representation of every single Southsider. So once again, man, shout out to those who feel like that, man. I'm not causing or calling for racial unrest. What I'm saying is I'm disappointed by this dude because me as a black man, I used to watch his content, right? And so for him to still have these feelings toward black people at his age is definitely disappointing, man. You know, that's stuff that I believe we do when we're young, you know, when we're teenagers, in our early 20s possibly. But once you experience life and you mature, it seems like these things should be out of one system, especially for this individual who claims he grew up with black people and he would stay the night over their house and they would treat him like family, and he still has black friends today. So like I said, to me, it's mind-boggling.
You're being disrespectful to the blacks. I took it out. I didn't put it out there, even though I was advised to put it out there by some. Some advised me, don't let it roll like that. You know,
Crazy.
but you're the one that put that out on social media. Because if you go to my video, which is still out there, I took all those parts out. So put it that way.
And like I said once again, I left a comment in either his video or Slugs' video, and he responded, even though after he already took it out, that saying mayate is not a disrespectful thing. So, you know, like I said, you know, it's just his logic in relation to black people is puzzling.
It is what it is. You know, I didn't put that out. I cleaned my video up. Anyway, it's my video for the day, people. Man, this is ridiculous, man. My plan was to come out here and wish everybody happy holidays and this and that. But you know what, man? I feel betrayed by my own raza, by my own subscribers. You know, people that come on and watch me and listen to my videos and stuff, went ahead and clipped that so quickly and ran with it. Serio? That's the way the raza is getting down now. It's more than watered down, man. You know, you guys are boo-boo.
This is a video that he made a couple of months ago in relation to, you know, when Gunner was saying negative things about Elle, who is a Mexican YouTuber married to a black woman. And so, you know, he's getting on Gunner. And so this is what he has to say in relation to Gunner disrespecting black people.
And I know Gunner would say something like, yeah, you know, instead of lifting up the raza, you're pulling them down. Well, not all raza deserves to be lifted up and to be supported, you know. If you're out of line, you're out of line, you know. Let's keep it real. I mean,
so now that's crazy, right? So he just earlier before that clip said he felt betrayed by the raza, right? YouTube will haunt your ass. If you say some stuff in a video, man, and then you come back later on and say the opposite, you know, I love it. You know, I love it, man, because YouTube will get your. So now he's saying he felt betrayed by the raza. But here in another video, he's saying that all raza doesn't deserve to be uplifted by the raza. So maybe the people who you feel betrayed you, maybe they felt the same way about you, Lucky. Maybe they felt you didn't need to be uplifted in that disrespectful moment when you referred to blacks as mayates. And see, that's the thing, right? I'm not stepping into 2026 with this, right? Because to me, I'm feeling like that you have a lot of individuals, man, who want me to call my people out when they do stuff. But when stuff like this happens, I don't see anybody, for the most part, calling Lucky out, you know, or even the other Lucky, right? Though I don't want to get into that in this video, but I did see some people say he shouldn't have said it. And that was pretty much it. Oh, he shouldn't have said that. And then they deflect and go somewhere else, like this guy is doing right here. You know, he's not upset with himself for saying it. He's upset with somebody else for shining a light on what he said. He feels betrayed. But it's crazy how he said that at times all Rasta don't deserve to be uplifted. But when it applies to him, oh, he's not going to use that logic.
I keep my nose clean. I've kept it clean all my life. And there's nothing, I don't have skeletons hidden in my closet like that. And I had said in a video a long time ago, when I first began, that you can't do that on this social media platform. You will be found out.
You will be found out.
Everything comes out in time. Everything's going to be brought into the light. And you're going to get known for your actions. And
that's pretty much it. You know, what else can I say? I think me and Lucky said it all. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. I'd like to thank my uninvited guest, Lucky, for giving us a clear picture of who he really is, man. Now, of course, in my opinion, you're going to have individuals out there that's upset with me, but I really feel it's because they still feel the way Lucky feels, and that's all right, man. And that's my message. That's why I'm saying we should be less concerned with how other people think of us and be more concerned, the blacks, with just uniting and moving together as one people, man. Anyway, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to Life. Resume normal program.